what did you make of the monthly missive from Mark Murphy from the president's office from the top of the flow chart, him saying that this has divided the fan base, meaning that there have been
it's a great question, Rich, and my initial response is, why in the world would he bring that up, right? Like, why, from a PR standpoint, why would you even acknowledge that? That was my initial reaction. And then I sat there and thought about it for a few more minutes, and I said to myself, well, maybe he did it as a way of sending a message to Rodgers that, hey, you know, the one thing I know you care deeply about is your legacy here and what the fans think of you. And now I'm going to send you a message that, hey, not everyone is behind you in this. And to me, that could be the only reason that Mark Murphy would do that in that forum, unprompted, right? It was his weekly mailbag or monthly mailbag column. And the question wasn't even about Aaron Rodgers, if I remember correctly. It didn't even address the situation. And Murphy used that as a jumping off point to make the statement that this situation has divided the fan base. To me, it was either a really weird, odd PR move, or it was a genius move if they think that it's going to help sway Rodgers to let him know that his legacy is maybe in jeopardy. I think I told you this when I was on your show last time, that, you know, the reaction around town from what I've experienced is definitely split, and there are plenty of people who say, well, if Rodgers doesn't want to be here, you know, forget him. There are other people that say they should fire Brian Gutekunst, fire anybody Aaron Rodgers wants fired, and be done with it and bring him back. There was a yard sign down the street from me, and we used it on a SportsCenter piece a couple of weeks ago, that some guy put in his yard. It said, Aaron, go Pack, meaning it's a twist on the go Pack cheer, basically telling Aaron, go pack your bags. You know, like that is the one yard sign that I have seen. I'm still waiting for some others to pop up in my neighborhood, but that's the one that I see on a daily basis. You
sure the Saints fan didn't put that there for week one? You know, I mean, seriously, like there's a reality here.
Yeah,
you know,
this guy also had a big Packers flag on his front porch, so.
Hey, I mean, Jared Goff's coming to town in week 2 for the opening Monday nighter, and let's not forget Jared Goff, has been in that building before, obviously with Aaron Donald on the other, on the other, I guess, unit. But I mean, he's been there. But I guess you be careful what you wish for. My last question for you, then, Rob, is we had Andrew Brandt on the show, and I'm sure you know Andrew, and he had a front row seat for many years in the Packers front office, and if anybody knows about the culture that Mark Murphy is keeping going on with Gutekunst in the role of Ted Thompson, he would know. He thinks that the Packers, no chance they trade him, and that Aaron's going to be faced with a late July decision and an early August decision of either show up or sit at home. And it's Jordan Love, and, we'd be terribly disappointed. But maybe then we'll trade you in 2022, but enjoy sitting wherever you are. Is that really the way this is going to potentially go?
I think there's a decent chance of that, Rich, and here's why. If you trade him now, there's no real difference in the value that you're going to get as if you trade him in February, March, or April of next year, combined with the fact that, let's say, just use Denver as an example. Let's say you trade him to Denver right now, and Denver's probably got a decent team as long as they have a quarterback. They probably win, 10, 11, 12 games even with Rodgers. Now all of a sudden that draft pick is in the 20s, right? You're picking 25 from that pick that you get in the trade. Whereas if you wait till after the season, Denver has another 5-win, 6-win season, and you make the trade before next year's draft, now you're picking in the top 10, right, with that pick that you just acquired for him. So what's the incentive at this point to make any move? If Rodgers is dead set on not playing and you know he's not going to play for you, then why move him right now unless you're getting another couple of stud players? But at that point, that seems really unlikely.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.